Hi Libra, I'm the Awakened Dreamer, and I'm here to give you a bonus tarot reading which is intended to be timeless. For the month of October, for the October reads, I decided to take the winner from the general monthly and then the money and career monthly readings. I took the one with the most likes from both categories, and you happen to be the winner with the most likes in the money and career section. So here we go with this timeless tarot reading. I do want to take this moment to, of course, thank all of my new and returning subscribers. Welcome, everybody. And if you haven't yet, please do make sure to hit that subscribe button for me. And I more than appreciate all of your likes, shares, and comments. So head on down below and do just that. And while you are down there, don't forget to send me an email about booking a personal reading. You'll see all the information you need. And most importantly, I meditated on your beautiful energy before beginning this reading. And the message that came through, my friend, was, with growth comes power. With growth comes power. That is great. I love that. So let's get started by pulling a message or two from the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds deck. What do we have for Libra to begin this timeless read? We have one more. I said one, Spirit, not five. All righty, my friend. Starting off, we have Temple of Dreams, Sacred Dreams, Prophecies, Dream Journeys. I feel like you've been in a very much so, if I could say it, a dreamy kind of mindset recently, where you've been thinking about wherever you want to head or whatever you want to achieve, your ultimate goals. Thinking about the way things should be. You may not be completely content with your current situation, however that pertains to you. For some of you, you're very much dreamers in the sense that Spirit brings you puts messages in your dreams. So those aren't really dreams in a sense. You more so enter a meditative state instead of sleeping, which allows you to take in those messages. I can relate. You're a sacred dreamer, yep. Plays a huge role in your destiny, if you will. Then we have Skyfire, messages, channels, information, very much intertwined with what we were just talking about. Which came up in Aries bonus read as well, very interesting, where you may be seeing a lot of signs, symbols, and synchronicities around you in places you almost don't expect, maybe angel numbers or certain things that you end up looking up and it's like, okay, well, that spiritual meaning was truly relevant or something I needed to hear at that time for whatever reason. And you need to be paying attention to these things and, if need be, looking them up and the meaning behind them, because it's Spirit's way of communicating with you. Yes, okay, for some of you through your dreams, which is just one way, but in your awake life, if you will. Very interesting. For some of you, you're so spiritually guided and intertwined that this is part of your destiny, and you're meant to utilize these messages and information to help others, or at the very least help yourself. The Tree of Illumination, Truth, Revelations, Understanding. Oh, yes, Libra. I'm a Leo, Libra. So I get so excited about your readings because they tend to resonate with me 1000%. It may feel like recently or over the last couple months, or even the last 6 months or so, people are starting to show their true colors. Facades are fading away. This is not the first reading I've mentioned this for Libras. Situations are becoming more apparent, more clear to you. You understand things better now. You understand people better now. You understand yourself better as a result. And it reminds you that these people didn't, came into your life for a multitude of reasons, or these situations. And one of which I feel like is becoming more and more apparent these days is to teach you about who, the type of person or the type of situation you want to allow in your life moving forward, given how much you've changed recently, how much you've grown. And it's allowing you to learn more about yourself as an individual, as a soul, and is also assisting in your individual growth, allowing you to realize who you want to be as an individual moving forward, the qualities, and almost rewriting what's right and what's wrong in your mind, and basing your next moves, your next steps forward off of that. Wow, that was powerful. And it's almost like this tree, in a sense, is representing you and your growth. And you recently, like say a couple months ago, started as this little stump, this tree stump. And you've sort of, in a sense, magically grown. You're growing into this tree of knowledge, this tree of magic, this tree of illumination, this tree of clarity. And it's allowing you to see the way, to see where you're heading, and to see the truth in all situations and in all people. Wow. That was powerful, my friend. We've only just begun, which is a message in itself. Everything comes out in a reading for a reason. You've only just begun, Libra. You've only just begun with your growth, your success, and all the beauty you have ahead of you down this individual path of yours. Whew. Getting into your reading, as always. Let's do some shuffling. I want to pull 6 tarot cards. A simple 6-card spread, if you will. One more shuffle. As I was forced to pause for a hot second as a plane went by, because I am filming by a window, I was drawn to the color of my mood ring, which is pretty black, maybe a brownish color at this point, which isn't really the best sign. But I feel like what I was meant to say as I was drawn to this in the moment was, you may not be feeling very happy or very content where things are currently. Maybe it's a living situation or a job or your financial situation. Whatever it is for you, it will get better. It will lead to a better situation for you. But it almost feels like where you are now is where you're meant to be at this moment. It's necessary for a multitude of reasons. We don't need to get into all the details of why, but just realize that in the moment, and realize that there's so much more to come that will make you feel more fulfilled and happy and at ease. What do we have for Libra to continue this timeless read? Keep them coming for our lovely zebras. Way too many. What else do we have for Libra? Thank you, Spirit. Those didn't fly out, they more flopped. Bear with me as I lay them out as they are instructing me to do so. And they want me to just pull the last 2 for you. All righty, my friend. Starting off, we have the Hierophant. I'm going to say right off the bat, 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas in this in the midst of this 6 card spread that's more than half. Symbolizes major transformation, major growth, which, as you know from the overall message, will lead to power. So the Hierophant. This is coming through as make sure you are focusing on heading down your individual path. What's meant for you is for you and only you. Don't question your path. Don't. It's interesting because the overall message came through at first as don't question your path. And then I, for some reason, felt like that was too demanding, too negative in a sense for the overall message. But anyways, so it came through somehow. But as you can see, you may feel a bit, at times you might feel happier, distracted, or maybe a little out of it. But don't let any of which derail you from noticing your path, which is right there. When you start to, if you haven't already, realize the destined path you're meant to be heading down, the destined job you're meant to be achieving or working, the destined living situation you're meant to be in, however it pertains to you, maybe it's all of the above, or even the destined person you're meant to be with, you will end up realizing it'll be a moment where you're like, yes, this is what I've been looking for. This is who I've been looking for. This is where I'm meant to be. This is where I'm meant to be heading. It's going to be a aha kind of moment, like, oh wow, this makes me feel empowered. This makes me feel more like me. This makes me feel special. This makes me want to get up and jump out of bed in the morning and start my day. This makes me feel motivated and powerful. And that's when it makes you feel more like you and all of the above that I just said, that's when you know it's right for you. And then the Three of Wands. It's what Spirit and the universe is trying to point out to you these days with some of these messages and information and dreams and whatnot. So the Three of Wands for the second card is you're gonna be left feeling very much so focused on the future. It's like you're looking ahead. You just want to be aware and be careful not to allow this to turn into anxiety. Just don't try to control it too much. Look to the future, get excited about it, plan for it, take steps towards it, but don't stress over it. It just feels like you very much so are eager beaver to get to your final goal. Whether it's a new move, a new start in general, a new job, a new relationship, it just feels like you want to get there sooner rather than later. And you're being told right now to, again, take steps in that direction, plan for it, get excited for it, but don't stress over it. It'll happen when it's meant to. Divine timing. And it feels like when you start to discover your ideal path and where you're meant to be and all of those good things that are meant for you, I feel like it starts to relight that passion within, that passion that you almost forgot about or pushed to the side or down recently. And it's like the true Libra is starting to awake again, starting to wake up again. You're starting to come back to life. And I feel like you needed to go through some more growth and some more learning about who you are and what you want out of life and what's meant for you in order to get to these realizations, in order to become you again or become the new you, to feel good about things again. And then we have the Death and Rebirth card. Everything that's been happening up until this point, Libra, it's been preparation for this death and rebirth moment where you're almost leaving an old way of being behind, old habits, old ways of viewing things, old perspectives, and you're entering this new powerful stage of your life where you know who you are, you're standing in your power, and you're moving forward with such amazing confidence that any opinions or situations or people that come in to confuse you or maybe convince you otherwise, it's just like, sorry, my tree of what we were talking about before, my tree of clarity is in the midst of growing. And even though it's not fully grown yet, you can't convince me otherwise. I know what I want, I know who I am, and I know where I'm heading. So you can step to the side or get on my wavelength and join me along this journey. And I feel like you're starting to glow more because your passion and your fiery side is coming back to life. People are noticing that, even if you don't fully realize that. And then we have the 10 of Cups for the 4th card. For half of you who are drawn to this video, you will start to spend more time with those you love, those soul connections, that family you have, if that pertains to you. And you will realize that as you almost start to come to some of these conclusions about yourself and your life moving forward, and you go through this change, it makes you almost, in a sense, reappreciate the people you do have in your life. On the other end of the spectrum, I feel like half of you do more so dream and think about and desire this kind of happily ever after, this family, or this just having a significant other, having people you can go home to, and or just in general talk about your day and how it went. And you may not have that just now. It's coming though. If you truly desire this, then manifest it, make it happen in your reality. Spirit's trying to maybe communicate that to you at times. And for those of you bouncing back who are trying or making the effort to more appreciate and be there for your soul connections, they'll notice even if it doesn't feel like it. And this is aligned with the Hierophant card, so I feel like once you go down your, on a completely separate message, once you go down your ideal path, once you start to realize everything that's meant for you and the direction you do or are meant to head in, you get this sense of completion and happiness. Even if you don't have all the answers or all the puzzle pieces yet, because it feels like, wow, I'm heading towards what my definition of home, my ideal destiny. And heading there is going to make you feel a bit complete, a bit happy, which you've desired recently. And then the Fool card for the 5th card. You're going to end up being in a place where you just kind of go with the flow more. You start, if it doesn't feel like that recently, it'll happen. You're going to be more so trusting in spirit and trusting in the universe and trusting where things are heading. Allowing yourselves to, just like this image shows, fall back into the opportunities that are being presented to you. Fall back into this path with such confidence and trust in where you're heading and what you're meant to achieve. And that you realize at the end of the day that there is and has always been a destined plan for you. And that everything you've been through and have been put through and that life's thrown at you recently, or up until this point, has been for a reason, for a purpose. Truly realizing everything does happen for a reason. You would not be the same amazing, powerful individual you are today, and more so moving forward, if you didn't go through everything you have been through or were put through. And that in itself, those realizations in itself bring you such a sense of inner peace and comfort moving forward, knowing that you don't need to force things or control things, just more so allowing things to just unravel in the beautiful way that they're meant to. Wow. I just got the chills, excuse me, my friend. And then we have the Star card. It feels like you do have more healing to do, and you've been working on it, you've been working diligently on it, even if it doesn't feel like it behind the scenes, you have been. It's the stuff that you've been going through personally, internally, and on the side that people don't fully grasp or realize when they are face to face with you on a daily basis, because you don't feel the need to share all of that with everybody, because you know not everybody will understand or even care. But it feels like you already have been getting bits and pieces of these miracles that the universe has been trying to throw at you. But once you fully are healed and ready mentally and have been through all of the lessons you need to go through, and that the growth that is left for you to go through as well. That's when Spirit's going to bring the rest of these miracles, or that bigger miracle that you've been being prepared for, or that you've been preparing for. And I feel like, in a sense, this whole process is leaving you feeling a bit vulnerable. Because I do feel like you have been, with whatever you've been working towards, you've been putting yourself out there, whether it's a project, a business, your life work, whatever it is, a new move. It just feels like whatever you've been putting your energy and time into these days, on a separate note, has been making you, or putting you in a vulnerable position with the general public or with your loved ones. And it leaves you in a spot where you're not used to it, because you've been very guarded recently. But it's good. It's healthy. It's part of your growth. It's part of what's going to make you feel more powerful. You have to go through that vulnerability to get to where you need to be. Wow. This is a powerful reading, Libra. Let's close off the reading by pulling you a message or two from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. What do we have for Libra to wrap up this timeless read? I mean, I feel like I could go on for days, for hours, with the messages coming through for you. I saw that at the bottom of the deck, and I had a feeling it was going to pop out. First off, my friend, warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? Or warrior man, however you want to view it. This is telling you that you are a warrior, and a stronger one, because of everything you've been through. And that everything you've been through and have achieved and failed at has been for a reason, and it's made you into a strong, amazing individual. And another message that's coming through as well is that you may feel like you are very guarded, like we were saying with the Star card. You may feel like you don't want to open up to people or situations or to what's possible at times. That will fall to the wayside. But you need to believe in what's possible and allow yourself to put the guard down, you know? Allow yourself to open up when the time is right. Put the sword down, if you will. It's not always a battle, even though it might feel like it at times. And then we have yes. Just say yes to your path. Say yes to your path, your destined path. Say yes to these opportunities being handed to you or put in your lap. Say yes to success. Say yes to this growth that you are going through, that's being presented to you. Because remember, by saying yes to that growth, those lessons, everything you're going through, you're allowing yourself to step into your power, to step into being the individual that you've always been meant to be. But again, you had to go through all of that to get to this point. Because remember, like we said in the overall message, with this amazing, powerful growth comes your individual power, comes your strength and your knowledge and your wisdom. So make sure you're saying yes to all of the above. So much amazingness to come, Libra. But on that note, if you haven't yet, please do subscribe to my wonderful channel and head on down below and do like this video and leave me a comment. I want to hear all about your personal situation. And while you're down there, don't forget to send me an email about booking a personal reading. And I hope you have the most amazing day, most amazing week, month, and journey. And I will see you next time. Bye, Libra.